Hi Eddie, thanks very much for joining us. Could you introduce yourself, a bit about your company and how you focus on document solutions and sort of software that works in that marketplace?
Yeah, hello there. I'm Eddie Plater. I am the Solutions Manager here at Copymoore. We're 100% Irish-owned, Irish-operated business. They've only let one Englishman infiltrate the ranks. That's myself. We've got 4 sites dotted around strategically around the country, so we can cover the whole of Ireland in terms of service. Traditionally been an MFP, managed print service company. They brought me on board to diversify, and I've realised that the market is strongly heading towards solutions. I've got a lot of background in that area, so I've been brought on board to leverage my expertise and grow their market share in solutions.
That's great. Thanks very much. Okay, Eddie, thanks for that. So could you give us some success stories that the partnership with Ubunye and our software products have brought to Copymoore?
Yeah, I've got 2 things that immediately spring to mind. One is in a particular vertical market where this marketplace was having a lot of issues in storing large amounts of paper that needed to be saved for 7 years. We actually got the process down to the touch of one button where those documents could be scanned in, indexed, and held centrally and then backed up to a cloud so that other sites within the organization could access it. So really going in there, sorting their storage problem, the retrieval problem, and also the time it takes to actually index that there. And once we got it into one, and we then told the story to other customers within that marketplace, it was a relatively easy sell because they all spoke to each other. It was a problem that they all had. And this solution does just exactly what it says on the tin. You walk up to the scanner, you press one button, and the whole process is done for them, and they absolutely love it.
That's good. So which of the Ubunye products were you using in that particular customer?
That would be ScannerVision primarily, but if there was an issue with one of the documents that didn't read, we'd use aivika to be able to manually index. They also, a couple of the sites used it for different parts of the business where aivika slotted in quite nicely. So we used a mixture of ScannerVision and aivika. That's
great. And you said there was another one as well that sprang to mind.
Yeah, well, this one's very, very specific, and it was within an engineering company, and we'd kind of reached the limit of what we could sell to them in terms of multifunctional products, and also ScannerVision and aivika as what you would traditionally use it for in terms of document management, because they were scanning all of their documents in. But we noticed that there was a process where they would book in motors and small engines. They're a rewinding company, and they would write a tag and they would drop it onto the motor. They would take a few pictures and then they would upload it to the PC. They'd go to the PC, they'd rename the file, rename the folder, and the whole process took about 10 minutes to book in one motor. And then when you got service job cards, you got other documents that needed to be added to that job as well. We used aivika Capture Pro. We loaded that onto a smart device. We enabled them to take the pictures, create the folder, name the pictures, and then add documents automatically once and when they were produced. So we've literally reduced that time to a minute and a half. And all of those documents are now easily available to everyone within the organization. And it's completely transformed the way that they book in those particular jobs. So that's a nice story because it's a real value add for the customer, but it's also an opportunity that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't have had aivika and ScannerVision.
That's really good to hear. Thank you for that. So Eddie, in terms of the collaboration between our 2 companies, how do you see the support that you get from Ubunye when it comes to pre-sales, and certainly when things do go wrong, the sort of post-sales support and training that we provide to you?
Yeah, well, I'll first start off obviously with the pre-sale side, because that's mine and your piece. Obviously, you and I go way back. You know, we've worked together before, which I think obviously helps the situation. But in terms of training and support, you've been over to Ireland, and we have worked on specific deals together to ensure that we've got the right solution for the customer. And I think that's how most of my training and how most of my development and my knowledge has grown with ScannerVision and aivika, is coming to you with a deal, with a solution that needs to be tailored. And we've sat there and we've gone through it. Mainly it is through team sessions. You're a very busy guy, same as myself, but we've now kind of got, between a mixture of emails and WhatsApps and calls, we can get things together pretty quickly. And you can always detect an urgency in my voice if there's one where it's like, Brian, I kind of need this now. And I don't want to blow your trumpet too much, but you do drop things and kind of help me out when I need it. So it's absolutely first class on the training side. It really is. From a support side of you, side of things, yes, there is, with all these types of solutions, you know, the odd thing does go wrong, but we've got a really knowledgeable and switched on guy here who is in constant contact with your support team there. But I think it's more important to highlight that the implementation process of when the solution is actually going in, now that we've figured out the routes to take and the steps to take to ensure that everyone's on the call at the right time. And obviously you've got third-party IT companies and all other pieces to get involved. Now that we've got that process down, everything does run smoothly, and it's really cut down on the issues that crop up on the back end, because we're now getting them right first time. And I can't, you know, every time a call's put into the Ubunye support staff, it's answered promptly, it's dealt with. They're very, very knowledgeable people there. They know what they're talking about, and it helps our team get things implemented and resolved quickly. So yeah, I'm very impressed with both.
Right, thank you very much. So Eddie, what benefits do you feel that our suite of products bring to the Irish market? Because I know that the Irish market differs from the UK market, and that differs from the US market. So what specifically do our products bring to your market in particular?
Especially in the SME market, which is ultimately where the sweet spot is for your suite of products. They are predominantly paper-based within their processes. They have a love and feel comfortable with having that piece of paper in their hand, but that is slowly changing. And we are allowing customers to reduce the amount of paper consumption and massively speed up the processing time it takes to get their documents through whatever system or process they have in place. And the more that customers are adopting it, the more stories we have to tell. And what I have noticed within Ireland is that it's nobody wants to be the early adopter. It's once they've seen a few other companies take those steps and they can talk to them and they can kind of see exactly how it's benefited them, they are more likely to move their process to what we're talking about. And because we have had a good amount of success within the last 2 to 3 years, we've now got that bank of testimonials, and we have good stories to tell in niche areas. And now that we've identified them, we have a very clear, concise, positive message to speak to prospective customers. So the key thing is that there is an initiative by the government that is being set to reduce paper consumption, part of the green agenda. So now we are looking to sort of leverage that and help customers take steps to a greener, brighter future.
Thank you very much for that. That makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
So Eddie, as a reseller of our products, I know that you've taken advantage of our unlimited license plan. So could you tell me how that has benefited Copymoore when it comes to supplying our software solutions?
Yeah, the most obvious one is having the fixed budget. We know exactly what is due each month, and that allows us to plan when we are deploying our solutions a heck of a lot better. Mm-hmm. The other is that we have the flexibility to use the licenses as we see fit, and it also gives us the agility to be able to deploy the solutions quickly should we need to. Those situations do happen to pop up from time to time, and we've noticed that we can just get these licenses out and implemented very, very quickly now. And again, budget is the main one for us.
Right. Okay, well that sort of concludes our interview. So thank you very much for your time, Eddie. It's appreciated, and we look forward to continuing to work with Copymoore.
Yeah, it's good to speak to you. Always, as always, mate. You know that, and I look forward to new projects on the horizon.
Fantastic. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Bob. Bye bye.